What's going on, everybody? It's your girl V the Notary. Hope you guys are doing well, having a good day today. So, I want to talk to you guys today about the benefits of working for the federal government. So, a couple weeks ago, I did a video just talking about the steps you can take to get a job with the federal government. And I think in that video, I was telling you guys, somewhat, or I mentioned how much, I enjoy working for the federal government. And some of you were in the comments, you're like, okay, well, tell us why, tell us some of the benefits. So today I kind of wanted to focus on the benefits of the federal government and why you should get a job with the federal government as opposed to working in the private sector, for a contractor. A lot of people work for a contractor, which is like Booz Allen, different, companies that primarily have government contracts. So you could be working on a government contract for Booz Allen or, any other type of company, Boeing, Northrop Grumman. There's so many different companies, but there are benefits to actually being a Fed. So I kind of wanted to go through that. Now, a little bit about my history as it pertains to working for the federal government. So I started in a federal career intern program for the federal government in 2005. So I'm kind of an OG. It's been a while. I worked at the agency that I was at for 2.5 years. I actually left the federal government, you guys, for a year and a half. I went to Raytheon, which I actually really like Raytheon. I was on a government contract there, and it was cool because they still kind of had some of the benefits of, and my manager was cool. But when I left, I just kind of wanted that stability back of being in the federal government. And so when I left there, I was working there from 2007, and then I left in 2009 and went to the agency that I'm at now, and I've been there ever since. So I technically, since I left for a year and a half, I've been a federal employee for, let's just say, 17 and a half years. So I've been in the government for a while. I am invested, got my TSP, going, all the things. So I'm the perfect person to tell you guys the benefits of working for the federal government. So the first thing, and to me, the most important aspect, is the work-life balance, y'all. Now, I know there is the stigma in this reputation for federal employees that we're lazy, we don't do anything, just waste taxpayers' money. Now, I'm not going to say that in some instances that is not true, because it can be. However, there is a very distinctive work-life balance for a Fed versus a private sector employee, okay? Now, while I will say there is an opportunity to make far more in the private sector. I mean, there's some people that work at Amazon or that are, cybersecurity, whatever, that are making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Excuse me. As a federal employee, you're not going to make $400,000. You're just not. And you can make good money. I make great money, but you're not going to make $4,000 or $5,000. That's just not going to happen. However, the people that are also making $500,000 in the private sector are working like hell. They probably got to go in the office. They're probably working 18 hours a day. They're probably doing all of those things. I don't want to do that. Okay. I have a daughter. She plays sports. She runs track. Y'all know I got my side hustles. You know what I'm saying? And I love to vacation. I have some vacations coming up. I plan to go to Thailand this year. I'm not even planning. I already booked my ticket. So I'm going to Jamaica. I'm doing things. And I don't want the stress of working crazy hours and all of that. And you guys also know I work remote full time, which is amazing. I'm able to work remotely full time. Which I do. I get my work done. I'm able to take my daughter to school, come home, do my work. I don't have to deal with the rush hour traffic or jumping on the train, because I used to take the train to work. That saves me money in commuting. You know what I'm saying? And then also another great perk about working for the federal government, you guys, is we get more leave or PT, what they call it in the private sector, PTO. we have both sick leave and we have annual leave. So I get a lot more leave than y'all, more than likely. You know, each pay period, I get 12 hours of leave to get in every 2 weeks. I'm getting 12 hours of leave. So every month I get 24 hours of leave. Now you will, as you grow in the federal government, that amount of leave, it grows. You know what I mean? You don't start out in the federal government getting that much leave. You start out in the federal government getting 16 hours a month of leave, and that's with both annual and sick leave. But still, that's amazing. Most of y'all are only getting like 4 hours of PTO, a pay period. You know, so I have lots of leave. It allows me to take long vacations. I'm going to Thailand. I'll be gone for 9 days. You know, I already put my time off, stuff like that. And again, a lot of private sector jobs, you guys, are going back to making y'all come into office, which I never want to do again in life. Like, I never want to go into office. So the federal government is a lot more forgiving in allowing their employees to work remotely. So that's a big thing. Like I said, quality of life, I don't chase the money as it pertains to like a 9 to 5. When I'm chasing the money, I want to do it in my own businesses. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be working for somebody working 18 hours a day to make, you know, it's great, but are you enjoying it? Like the people who are really making money, think about it. Anesthesiologists, radiologists, some of the doctors that make the most. There's radiologists, some of them making $700,000, $800,000 a year. Like, how hard are they working? And we need them. I'm not by no means suggesting you to switch your career as an anesthesiologist and come to the federal government. I'm not. But I'm just saying, like, there is a price to pay sometimes when you're chasing a salary or when you are very, very highly paid. Sometimes that comes with, like, you're at work all day, or you don't really get to take off, or you can't go to your kid's football game. You know what I'm saying? So that is a huge benefit. Then another benefit is you can pretty much work anywhere in the country. Every single area, rural areas, Indian reservations, literally have federal employees. Okay. Now, I will say, obviously, in Washington, D.C., that is where the bulk of the federal jobs are, just because we have every agency here. You know what I mean? Like, this is the city of politics and the executive branch and all of that. This is the city. So the bulk of the jobs are here, but you can work anywhere. And that is why the federal government is so amazing. When there are jobs outside of DC, let's say Dallas, Houston, Miami, people never leave those jobs because it's so stable. You don't have to worry about getting laid off. I will say we have had shutdowns. But we get our money back. You know, we've had over how many shutdowns have we had over, let's say, 10 years? 2? I think we had 2. I know the one with Trump, that was the one, maybe it was 2019. That was the one that kind of lasted. That one lasted maybe a little over a month, and then there was one with Obama that maybe lasted 2-3 weeks. But we get our money back. So I'm not saying we hate the shutdowns, but you're gonna get your money back, and you don't have the worry like contractors do, because when you're a contractor and you're working on a contract, there's no guarantee that when that contract expires, you're gonna win it again. And if that company doesn't win it again, and they're not able to, you know, put you on another contract, you get laid off. So there's the stability factor in not having to worry about, am I going to lose my job tomorrow? Because I've never seen I don't know of any federal employees getting laid off. I've never seen it. I don't know anybody, and I know a lot of federal employees. I've never heard of it. Yeah, so that's another really, really, really good thing. I'm trying to think of, there's so many good things about working for the federal government. So we have the stability. Oh, the next really, really great thing, you guys, one of the benefits is you could do almost anything and work for the federal government. Whereas, you know, there are certain companies that are focused on things. You may have an accounting firm or this or that, but we have doctors. There are doctors that work for the government that work for the VA, pharmacists, IT professionals, you know, everything, the economists, you know, the list goes on and on. So whatever profession you're in, attorneys, let me tell y'all, the attorneys that work at my agent have a great setup. They make great money. they do what they want. They kind of be talking to us crazy sometimes because, you know, we need their legal advice and we can't do anything about it. I mean, I'm being facetious, but I'm saying, like, any type of field you could think of, if you're in budget, if you're an accountant, the list goes on and on. There is an agency for you. You know what I mean? College graduates, there are so many different programs that are specifically designed for you. So you guys look into those too, because you're gonna get paid much higher than probably a private sector job, and you're gonna come into the field with a lot of stability. Okay, so these are just some of the benefits, you guys, and then you can make a lot of money. You can make six figures. You probably will make six figures. Especially if you are if you take a job where you're on a career lateral, where every year your pay increases significantly, you increase a grade. Most jobs are like that. And private sector, you may not get a raise that year. Our federal raises are usually pretty significant when you go up a grade or a step, and every single year we get a cost of living increase. So your salary every year is going to increase. You don't have that within the private sector a lot. A lot of times you're having to beg people or your manager or whatever, for these promotions and stuff, and you don't have to worry about that because it's automatic in the federal government. Okay, so I've given y'all a lot of reasons. We talked about the quality of life, location, the different fields, the leave, the pay, all of the things. So these are all the benefits of working for the federal government. And hopefully I convinced some of you guys to take the plunge. Like I said, sometimes we get a bad rap. Usually nobody graduates from college and is like, oh, I want to be a federal employee. But remember, regardless of the field you're in, you can do that in the government. You know what I'm saying? Especially for example, like attorneys, if you want quality of life and you're an attorney and you want to still get paid well, if you're not coming immediately, like opening up your own practice, the federal government is a good place to go. I'm just saying. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions, as usual, drop down in my comments, let me know. And as always, you guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right? Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.